Hello everybody, Matthew Armstrong here, and this is day 90 of this 100-day financial freedom challenge. And in this video I'm going to shed a bit more light on a lot of the maybe topics and subjects that I've been talking about, and give you like an overall view of what we're discussing and what we're moving towards, what our target is, what we're aiming for. And this is what I'm all about, really. This is what this channel is about, what I'm all about. Anything that I've been teaching, anything that I've been making videos on, it's stuff that I've been working on myself. And then that's a great tip. When you're working on something yourself, start teaching it, start putting stuff out there about it, and then you really get it at a deep cellular level. So what I wanted to show you here is I've drawn this out. This is the 7 levels of consciousness. And this is showing you the path to self-actualization, and really also showing you what I'm going to show you in this is the verbal expression of the different levels of consciousness that we have, and also what each level of consciousness is, and then how we perceive reality from each level of consciousness, and then also our life results through that. So it will all become clear in a few minutes as I go through things. But yeah, that's what I'm all about. I'm all about consciousness, accessing more of our consciousness, becoming more awake, becoming more conscious. And when we do that, we start doing things on a different level. Sometimes we're conscious about one area of life, but unconscious about another area of life, or we have an aversion to one area of life. And it's really interesting in this series because this is a crucially important area. Finances is a crucially important area of life, and it's really interesting because so many people have an aversion to it. And I've taught many different subjects on this channel, and it's really only when we came to the subject of finances that so many people had an aversion to it, which is really interesting. And that's the way, that's the programming of the masses from the elite. Is that the elite want the masses to have an aversion to money, so that's the way they've been programmed. So then when people are seeing things about finance and becoming financially free, they have a massive aversion to it. They don't even know why. It was interesting. One lady, when I first started making this series, a long time subscriber, she says, "I can't believe you're doing this. When I saw the title Financially Free, I thought you're going to be teaching us how to be free from money." Well, if you want to be free from money, maybe you can go and live like Grizzly Adams and build a wood hut and then just, completely be separated from all of the rest of reality and just live like a bear in nature. It is possible. It's hardship. It's a hard life. It is possible. You can do it. But even people who live in communities, I know people who live in like TP communities and things like that, and they still use money. They still use money. They still go to the local villages and stuff, and they still trade and they buy stuff and whatever else. So you need money. If you really want to be free from money, then become financially free. That's how to become free from money, because most people are actually slaves to money. Most people are slaves to money because they're always thinking, how do I pay my bills? How do I buy this? Oh, I've got to do work. I've got to go and work, do a job that I don't really enjoy, so I have money to do this. So most people are actually slaves to money. So if you want to become free of money, become financially free by actually starting to understand money, to understand wealth, and how to create more of it, and how to create financial freedom vehicles and get these financial freedom income streams, passive income streams coming in. And that's what I'm showing in these videos. So so especially for those who have an aversion, probably those who have an aversion aren't even watching these videos anymore. They're off doing whatever. But anyway, for those who have an aversion, these videos are crucially important. So let's have a look at this, and it will all become apparent. So I've got the 7 levels of consciousness. What we're aiming towards is self-actualization. Self-actualization, which is the highest level of consciousness, for us humans, supposedly. The lowest level of consciousness is the level of suicide. The verbal expression is have to. And when we're going through life and we believe we have to do something, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to do the other, and we're saying these things, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to go and do this, I have to go to my job, I have to, when we're in that level of consciousness, it's a hard place to be, and people who believe they have to, they resist it so much, and that can lead to suicide. That is, that is maybe not even physical suicide, because a lot of people who live a have-to life, they wouldn't actually commit physical suicide, but it's not really living. It's like committing suicide, because if you're living a life where you believe that you have to do things all the way throughout your day, then that's not living a life. That's a lot of resistance in there, So when we move up the scale from that, then we move up to ought to, survival. And if we look at the ratios here, the perception ratio, if our perceptions aren't balanced, I'm using a candle here as a pointer actually. It's a very special sacred candle actually, and I'm using it as a pointer. So where was I? So perception. If we're perceiving things very unbalanced, then we're lower down the level. We're further away from being self-actualized. And I'll get to what that really means further on in a minute. So if we're perceiving things like more negatives than positives, if we're perceiving like 7 to 1 negative, 7 negatives to 1 positive, then our perceptions are very unbalanced. So the more we start to balance our perceptions, so whatever event is there in life, if we see it as a negative event, then that's unbalanced. Like maybe going to a job, if we see it like we have to go and do that, and we're seeing it as a all these negatives and then maybe 1 positive, that's where we're at. And it's balancing out our perceptions by seeing the positives and balancing out, getting as many positives as negatives. That's how we start to move up the chart. And once we can see every event in our life as completely balanced and equilibrated, then we get right up there, So the next one up is ought to, and that's survival, and that's 6 to 1 ratio of our perception, how we're perceiving it. Ought to is verbal expressions like I should do this. I know I should do this. I should do this, and quite often that's the place of like massive procrastination. Where we believe we should do something, we're just not doing it. And when we believe that, we tend to like should all over ourselves. So yeah, that's the level of I know I should do this. I know I should do this, but it's just not doing it. It's still living that. It's like that slight pain. You hear the story of the dog that's lying on the nail and it's just kind of moaning, and a guy says, why is your dog moaning like that? And the owner of the dog says, oh, he's lying on a nail, it's sticking up out of the floorboard. And the guy says, well, why didn't you just get off it? And he said, well, I just guess it doesn't hurt enough. A lot of people are living like that. They know they need to go and do something. They've got like a thorn in their side, but it just doesn't hurt enough. It just doesn't hurt enough to do it. So they know they should get off that nail. They know they should do something, but it's not doing it. And that's where a lot of people are living, which is, it's not a nice place to live, right? So we want to move up that scale. So this is what I'm talking about. And next level is need to security. A lot of people living at this, I need to do this so I have my security. A lot of people are very security orientated, so they believe they need to do certain things in their life to have that security, right? But then again, we're not getting as many negatives there, right? And so this bottom down, this is breakdown. We're down here, the have to, the ought to. This is breakdown. This is desperation. This place is just desperation, right? Where people are breaking down. And once we get up here, security, moving up, we're starting to break even. Next level up is want to, and that's social. I want to do this, I want to do that. I want to do this, I want to do that. Still like break even. It's not like a massive heartfelt desire or anything. It's still like that level of want. Oh, I want to do that. I want to do this. You know what I mean? That sort of feeling. And that's a level of just being social, right? And then as we move up the scale again, the perception levels start to balance out a little bit more. Move up the scale to desire to, and that's the level of self-esteem. That comes from right in there. That part of ourselves, right, physically in there. That's self-esteem, where we have a desire to do something. And that's a bit more life in that. A bit more life and desire. Yeah. And it's those that rise above mediocrity. That's when we start to get to the level of desire. This is more where a lot of people are at, and then some people are kind of really struggling down here. And then once we start to get up here to the level of desire, that's when we start to have an inkling that we can manifest our dreams. We can do things that are out of the ordinary. We can do things that are outside of our programming, the way we've been programmed in life, you know. And so then we move up to that level of desire. And you know, that's where I feel like I've been most of my life. I've been in a level of desire. Well, I desire to do something, then I go out and do it. It's something that is beyond the programming that I received. It's you know, where people go, huh, you're going to do what? You know, and people just think I'm mad or something, and people don't think I can do it or whatever, and then I just go ahead and do it anyway because I've just had that desire that's been more than, you know, what I've noticed, what I've observed around me of the masses. Just a lot of people just don't seem to have that desire to do something more, to create something more, to really access more of their potential, you know. If you know, this channel is called Be Your Potential, right? Be Your Potential. So access more of your potential, and then as we move up to the highest level, then that is being your potential, right? But from desire, you know, we move up to choose to, which is self-fulfillment. That's when we really feel fulfilled. When we've had a desire, we've moved up, and we've actually achieved that thing, and we're on that progressive path where we're just doing the things that we desire to do. And then we feel fulfillment because we're making progress. We're making real progress. And then we feel that fulfillment, and we're making choices. Oh, I choose to do this. I choose that now. I choose this. It's feeling of empowerment, you know, feeling of empowerment. And then we're getting right up there. You know, this is a place where we start to see people that are, you know, making a difference in the world, making ripples around the world, that are doing things, you know, writing books and, you know, doing cool stuff, and, you know, whatever they're doing, you know, that's coming up to there, right? And then, when we get up to the level of love to, you know, when you wake up in the morning, you go, you know, today I'd love to do this. And then you just go out and do it. That's being inspired, you know. When you just feel inspired, you know, I'd love to do this. And then you just go ahead and do it, and your life becomes a love to. You're just loving to do things, and then you're just going ahead and doing them. And up here, then it's breakthrough. Then you're breaking through. You're breaking through all the conditioning. You're breaking through the programming, and because your life's a love to. And that's when you're inspired, right? And you know, when you're inspired, you're living a love to, and living a love to overcomes all obstacles. You know, there's no obstacle that love can't overcome, right? So when you live a love to, then you manifest your dreams. You do. There's just no other options. There's just no choice. You just know it's going to happen, whatever that is. You just know it's going to happen because it's a love to, right? That sort of feeling. And that is self-actualization, and that is balanced perceptions, one-to-one. That's when you go through life, and no matter what event happens in your life, you just see it as completely balanced. Whether it's a negative event, or a perceived negative event, or a perceived positive event, you just balance out the positives and the negatives. You don't get too elated, and you don't get too down about it, whatever it is. If it seems to be like an amazing thing that happens, you don't get totally elated and go out and party, and then, you know, and then wonder what happened, and when, you know, you missed all the details, and suddenly the rug falls out from under your feet, which happens, you know, when people get too elated and they party too much, and then suddenly their business goes, their health goes, whatever, you know. Or when things don't seem to go right, when, you know, the bottom falls out of everything, and then, you know, we beat ourselves up, and, you know, it's just looking at whatever event and going, okay, what's the benefit? If it's a perceived negative event, you know, what's the benefit of this? You know, how does this serve? Asking questions like that, then we balance it out very, very quickly. But we can go through life like that by not getting too elated, not getting too down or depressed, and just being poised and centered and balanced, and seeing everything as serving whatever happens in our life. You know, that is the state of self-actualization. And in different areas of life, we access different states. In some areas of life, we're right up there. Some areas of life, we're kind of down here somewhere, you know. So the idea is to be up here as much as possible. And you know, that's my focus. That's the focus of this channel. Be your potential is to be up here. That's being your potential, to self-actualize your life. You know, when you're feeling inspired, when you're just doing what you love and loving what you do, you know, that's being your potential. That is self-actualizing your life, and that's what this is all about. You know, that's what all of this is about. Every single area of your life, not just one area, not just health, not just fitness. You know. Not just whatever, you know. It's mastering your emotions. You've got to master your emotions and not become a slave to your emotions. You know, if you get sad, everybody gets sad at some time, you know, sometime or other. Just be able to observe that sadness and go, okay, you know, this is just the way it goes. Don't get too caught up in it, don't get too attached to it. Sometimes you'll see the elation, you feel the elation, you go, just observe the elation. Don't get caught up in or attached to the elation, because all these things just cycle. Just stay centered, just stay poised in a place of love and gratitude, right? And that's your life results. When you live your life as a love to, you self-actualize, you have a balanced perception of everything, and you break through. You break through whatever you need to break through in your life, and you feel inspired, and through that you inspire others, and that's it, you know. And if you want to do that, there's certain sacrifice you have to do. You have to, you know, to get out of this here, and to move up the scale to the first, you know, the top 3 anyway, the top 2. To do that, there's certain sacrifice you have to let go of. You know, you have to sacrifice maybe some pleasure. You have to sacrifice maybe just hanging out and partying, or, you know, to just like overdoing the socializing or whatever. You know, there's certain things you have to sacrifice so you can study, so that you can train, so that you can learn, so that you can, you know, when everyone else is going out partying, you see the person like in the musician just playing the music. You know, you see the artist just painting all day when it's a nice sunny day and everyone's out playing and partying, going to the beach and stuff. You know, they're just, as Will Smith likes to say, beating on their craft. You know, and Will Smith's a big believer in this. You know, he just beats on his craft. He says no one's got a harder work ethic than me. You know, and because of that, he lives an inspired life. He lives an amazing life. All right, so to sum everything up, for you to self-actualize your life, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. It may be chucking away the TV, it might be just, you know, just not going out and partying and socializing so much, or daydreaming, or whatever. It's going to take some focus, some study, some personal development, and getting outside your comfort zone for sure. Other things is balance out your perceptions. Whatever you're perceiving as things that are negative and positive, if they're unbalanced, balance out your perceptions. Look at every event in your life and see how it serves you in some way. And by doing that, that will bring you up the scale wherever you're at. I don't know where you're at, you know, personally, but wherever you're at, that will bring you up to scale. Get to this place here. Get to desire. To get to love to, you just can't jump. You got to get to desire first. Once you've got desire, then that will get some motion going. Once you get desire, it will get some motion going. You'll start making things happen in your life, and then you'll get to a place of choice, where you can make choices, and then your life becomes a choose to. So be very aware of the words you're using, because the words you're using are going to make an effect as well. Your words affect your whole reality, you know. So if you're going around saying, I have to do this, I ought to do this, I need to do this, I want to do this, you know, go, okay, well, what do I actually desire to do? What do I desire to do? And that will start to change your life direction when you start to say, what do I desire to do? What do I choose to do today? What do I love to do? But going from desire, you'll start to make choices, because then you'll have things happening, and from those choices, then you'll start making your love a love to, making your life a love to. And how amazing would that be? To wake up every day and just saying, what would I love to do today? And at the end of the day, saying, I love everything I did today. That's an amazing place to be, and you can be there. And it is my understanding and my experience as well that to have financial freedom, it clears out so much the clutter that prevents us from self-actualizing our life. If we really want to self-actualize our life, being financially free is a huge springboard to doing it. So make sure you click on the link below, join our team. My opinion is the fast track to financial freedom, the fastest I've ever come across, and has allowed me to achieve a level of financial freedom that I've never had before. So I'm very, very grateful and feel very blessed for that. And I'd love you to be part of the team by clicking the link below and doing that too. So you might want to watch this video again, because there's quite a lot in it, and I shall see you in the next video.